Hello, this is Peter from All-Inclusive-Caribbean-Cruises.net. Today I want to talk with you a little bit about the cost of a Caribbean cruise, how much you should expect to pay for your cruise ticket. Generally speaking, a cruise package should cost about $100 per person per day. And we're talking about the base rate. That's before you add taxes. There are several taxes or fees that are worked into the price of a ticket. Um, these are described as government port charges and the taxes. And those could run, depending on the length of the cruise, anywhere from 60, 70, $100 or more. But anyway, your basic cruise package will cost about $100 per person per day on the cruise line, which has the best rates, and that is Carnival. And by the way, we're talking about cruises to the Caribbean. You will always find the best rates on Carnival cruises to the Caribbean. There are times when Carnival will have some competition from Norwegian, but generally speaking, Carnival will always give you the best rates. So expect to spend about $100 per person per day on a Carnival cruise. It could be a little bit more on a Norwegian cruise, more on a Royal Caribbean cruise, 120, 30, 40 per person per day. On a Disney cruise, it could run you anywhere from $200 to $300 per person per day. I'm just naming some of the more popular brands that you might have heard or you're familiar with. Of course, there are other cruise lines: Celebrity, Crystal, Cunard, Costa, Holland America, that all sail the Caribbean, and the rates vary. But if you can find a cruise package that's about $100 per person per day, that's a good deal, because when you think about all the things you're getting for that, it's worth it. You're thinking about three main meals per day plus snacks in between. You're thinking about your cabin. You're thinking about your cabin cleaned twice per day. You're thinking about all the activities on board that you can be involved in. Then there is the nightly entertainment. And then there's this ongoing stuff. You have a nice fitness center or gym to go hang out. You have the pools, you have the hot tubs, and other things you can enjoy on board. So $100 per person per day is pretty reasonable. But there are some other there are certain factors that affect the cost of your cruise. It's easy to say it will cost maybe $100 per person per day, but certain things affect the cost of your Caribbean cruise. One factor is the time of the year that you travel. If you travel during the summer, or you travel around any holiday, major holiday, New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, July 4th, Memorial Day weekend, the spring break period, and also winter break in February around President's Day, you will spend more on your cruise. If you travel during the fall months, as a matter of fact, from say August through the middle of November, you will spend less. As a matter of fact, you could even end up getting a cruise that cost you less than $100 per day during the fall season. Less than $100 per. As a matter of fact, I've seen instances, and there are many of these, where you'll find a 3-night cruise going for less than $200 before they add their taxes. Or 200 something before they add taxes. So it depends on when you go. Another factor that will affect the cost of your Caribbean cruise, of course, is how many people you put in the cabin. The posted base rate, will be paid by the first two people in the cabin. But if you are able to add 3 or 4 people in the cabin, then those two, everybody else after the first two, will generally get a lower rate. So that will also affect, in a good way, the cost of your cruise. You'll end up paying less than, say, $100 per person per day. Then, of course, there is the matter of what type of cabin you want to stay in. If you choose an inside cabin, then that rate, which I've mentioned so many times, $100 per person per day, will most likely be for an inside cabin. If you prefer an ocean view, which is where you can see outside, or you want a balcony cabin, you want to step out of your cabin into a balcony surrounded by some rails or whatever, and overlooking the water, then you're going to pay more. If you also prefer a suite, you will pay the most for the suite. So those are three things that will affect the cost. And in terms of cabin too, if you even cabins in the same category, inside cabins, outside cabins, have different rates, because if you're at the front of the ship or the back of the ship, you'll pay less than if you get a cabin that's in the middle of the ship. So all those things must be taken into consideration. And there are several other things. You can check my website, allinclusivecaribbeancruises.net, and look for Caribbean Cruise Cost. And that will actually tell you more about the things that affect the cost of your cruise. But generally speaking, like I said, the cruise line with the best rates, Carnival Cruise Lines, will give you a basic cruise package for about $100 per person per day, and that is a good deal. So that's it. Read more, research more, check with your travel agent, learn more, and book your cruise. Go have fun. Until next time, this is Peter saying happy sailing and see you on the high seas. Bye.